Today I wanted to make a video about Postum. And before we talk about Postum, a coffee alternative, which it's kind of ironic that 100 years ago there was coffee alternatives and now everyone's got those mushrooms, alternatives, all etc. And this has just been a thing that's been around for forever. Now, CW Post is how the company started. It's part of the Post cereal brands. And I learned about this during the video for Dina Merrill. Her mother is Marjorie Merriweather Post, who was the daughter of CW Post. So before we get into Postum, let's talk about how it all started. So CW Post established his company in Battle Creek, Michigan, having lived there since 1891, when he was a patient at a holistic sanitarium operated by Dr. John Harvey Kellogg. Dr. Kellogg, with his brother W.K. Kellogg, had developed a dry cornflake cereal that was part of their patients' diet. Post's first product, introduced in 1895, was not a cereal, however, but a roasted cereal-based beverage, Postum. Having developed an aversion to coffee during his time in the sanitarium, Post positioned Postum as a healthy alternative. Its advertising slogan, which Post himself coined, was, quote, "There's a reason," end quote. Postum's main ingredients were naturally caffeine-free wheat grain, bran, and molasses. Initially, Postum had to be brewed like coffee, but in 1911, Post introduced a powdered instant formulation. The version of the product was manufactured in Battle Creek until it was discontinued in 2007. As of January 2013, Eliza's Quest Food has succeeded in returning Postum to many grocery stores across the United States and Canada. So let's get right into today's video and talk about Postum. And I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. What is your memories of Postum, and have you had it before, and what does it taste like? So let's get right into this. Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to embark on a journey through time. A journey that unravels the intriguing history of a beverage that left a mark on American culture. Postum. Postum, a non-caffeinated coffee substitute, has a history that stretches back to the turn of the 20th century. Introduced in 1895 by C.W. Post, the founder of the Postum Cereal Company, this beverage was initially marketed as a healthy alternative to coffee, aiming to tap into the burgeoning health food movement of the time. At its inception, Postum was created as a grain-based drink, carefully crafted from wheat bran, wheat, and molasses. C.W. Post, a man with a keen interest in health and wellness, believed that by avoiding caffeine and its negative effects, individuals could achieve better physical and mental well-being. The popularity of Postum soared in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. Felt like that was a weird sentence, so I'm going to state that again. The popularity of Postum soared into the early 1900s, particularly during periods when coffee availability was affected by economic or wartime constraints. Postum became a staple in households across the United States, enjoyed by those who sought a warm and comforting beverage without the jolt of caffeine. Specifically in World War I and World War II, where coffee was rationed as it was provided mainly for the troops. People back home were drinking Postum. Additionally, I'd like to say it is ironic that there was a health food movement in the early 1900s, similar to what we're having now. Society works in 80-year cycles. The marketing of Postum was also notable. C.W. Post was a pioneer in the advertising industry, utilizing innovative strategies to promote his product. Postum's advertisements featured testimonials from satisfied customers, something that wasn't done before, emphasizing the beverage's health benefits and its contribution to a wholesome lifestyle. The iconic tagline that I mentioned earlier, "There's a reason," became synonymous with the brand, capturing the attention and trust of consumers. As the years went by, Postum continued to evolve. The original formula underwent changes, adapting to both consumer preferences and the availability of ingredients. Despite the challenges posed by changing tastes and the introduction of new beverages, Postum maintained a dedicated following, with many individuals appreciating its distinct flavor and caffeine qualities. As we mentioned earlier, in 2007, the story of Postum took an unexpected turn, and that's when it was acquired, along with other assets, and made the decision to discontinue its production. This marked the end of an era for a beverage that had been a comforting presence in countless households for over a century. Yet, in something that we did aforemention, Postum's story doesn't conclude there. In 2012, a company named Eliza's Quest Foods acquired the rights to Postum, and recognizing its enduring legacy, set out to revive this beloved beverage. The reintroduction of Postum to the market in 2013 was met with enthusiasm from loyal fans, eager to once again savor the unique taste and warmth that their defined memories have perpetuated nostalgia into. Today, Postum stands as a testament to the resilience of tradition and the enduring connection that nostalgia for a beverage is something people can cherish. As we reflect on the story and history of Postum, let us appreciate not only the evolution of a beverage, but also the cultural and societal shifts it witnessed over the decades it was on the shelves. A journey that mirrors the ever-changing tastes and preferences of a nation. Now, I think it definitely is interesting to think about it, because this kickstarted the Post cereals brand, and everybody knows about Post and what they did. So for me, when I look at this, I think it's definitely very, very interesting, because I don't know. It's, for me, it's very interesting as when you look at society today, especially with like all the brands and stuff, it's cool to see things that have stand the test of time, you could say, especially brand wise. And we could get into like a lot of people say Post cereal stole, the ideas from Kellogg. I'm not going to deny or defute or like say anything against that. I mean, the evidence is pretty overwhelming against them. So for me, when I look at this, I definitely think it's interesting to see how it's all played out. And I thought about something in my gotta clean the apartment. That is something we gotta add to my list. So yeah, I want to hear everyone's thoughts. If you guys had heard about Postum, if you hadn't, I definitely thought it was always a cool story and something that you don't really think about, but when you start to dig into it, you kind of get intrigued, because you're like, oh, what a interesting story. And to me, that's how I thought of Postum, and it led from that Dina Merrill story that we did the other week to this. So it's kind of just instant coffee without caffeine, which is definitely, I mean, to each their own, right? That's what we're taking from this, okay? So, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, and I just don't fully understand. But to me, I just think it's funny how it's all played out, and it goes to show, like, as a society, that things can come back into fashion even if they aren't as popular as they once were. So for me, I think that's the biggest thing. So let me hear. I don't even know what the video should be called. Postum, the first coffee alternative. I feel like that's a stupid title, but okay. I think that's cool. Postum. I don't even know. A forgotten beverage. That's a good one. A forgotten beverage. Postum, a forgotten beverage. People could sue me if they don't like that. I thought that's good. That's good, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion. That's what we would call A+, right, lady? I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb, but hey. It's a cool story that I thought everyone here would enjoy, but maybe I'm not the one enjoying it as much as you guys did. But I definitely have milked the shit out of this video. So if you're still watching, shout out you, man. Shout out you. And I appreciate every single one of you and love you, because you guys make my life go round. And I love that. So I'm gonna head out. Bye.